Cecil! I need you, Cecil! Please keep breathing.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Self Chaos. Today is gonna be Chaotic Reaction, episode 9. I'm gonna be reacting to a new channel. The channel is called Georgia Dow. I'll put the link in the description. Um, I think I think people who are into movie or TV show analysis would really like the channel. She's a psychologist and she does a video about the first Conquest battle with Mark. So I'm gonna be reacting to that episode today. I watched it earlier and I thought it was a really good video. So I want to react to that. So we're gonna do a bit of a break, but before we go into the break, I want you to subscribe, like, share, do all the cool stuff, ring the bell button, and we'll be back and we'll get right into it.
Because what would be the point? Not a single person in the entire universe.
Okay, so we're gonna start off the video, and I'm just gonna, of course, when I'll pause. You know how the reaction videos go, so we'll get into it.
Pay attention! I am so lonely.
That is the most interesting, psychologically fascinating scene of the entire season. I would say actually of all the seasons. I think that this scene really shows that
Sorry, before we go on, I like her little costumes that she wears during the. So she wears like little costumes that matches the movie or the video she's analyzing. So here she has the Viltrumite costume on.
dynamic that can happen. Does this happen to people? Can it be exceptionally lonely being that powerful, being on top of the world, having that much power? I treat people exactly for that reason. Being that powerful, having to do things that no one else will understand is exceptionally isolating. No one else will get it, but also our culture is not great with being able to accept people in places of power and knowing that they have vulnerabilities. That is looked down on, seen as being a weakness. And because of that, it is a vulnerability that people don't feel comfortable to share. People are actually mocked for sharing their feelings, their vulnerabilities, the things that they feel on the inside. And culturally, that is something that affects men more often than women, because it's taught that men are just supposed to suck it up, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and they worry about being mocked by other men and women in the culture and looked down upon. And right now, our society is very mocking of people that have differences or want to share something. And so that makes people close up even more. But if you don't want to share your feelings, that's all right also. This is a choice that you should make. I just feel really sad that a lot of times our society is forcing people to not be able to be honest with how they feel, and that feelings are looked at as weaknesses. They're not, and they're important to understand. You can deal with that, though, the way that you want to. And in this case, for Conquest, he feels safe in sharing it to Mark. Let's go into a little bit of that psychology and why it's happening.
All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. No one talks to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable.
For him, it's safe because Mark's gonna die, so this secret goes with him. And yes, sharing it often.
Sorry guys, I'm not gonna be talking a lot because this kind of shit fascinates me. But yeah, I understand what she's saying in terms of like on two levels. She's spoken about how being able to. I recently had a conversation with my brother, and he made a point about how if you're trying to make a plan, and the plan includes other people, and in this case, the people are my siblings, my family, people people I care about, you're doing them a disservice by not including them in the part of the plan that is that is the our part of the plan, meaning the part of the plan that includes them, that's you and your siblings. And you need to be able to separate that from the part of the plan that is your plan, which is the part of the plan that is just about you or is for you. So yeah, it's I understand that feeling of the loneliness that comes with power, and of course not physical strength like Viltrumites do. And the second point where she says he weirdly more comfortable to say how he really feels to Mark. Not because he thinks Mark is listening, but because he in that moment he is convinced that he's gonna be killing Mark. Mark is gonna be dead. So it's like, oh, I'm telling you this and you're taking it to the grave, kind of thing. I think Conquest even says that at some point, like take this to your grave. And this point she made is the reason why I think Viltrumite culture is the dumbest culture in the universe. On so many levels, the one that is pumping to my mind now was, I remember when I was watching the episode when Thrag gave the order for the Viltrumite, like for them to cleanse each other of weakness and whatever. And the whole time I was watching the fight, I was like, oh, okay. So this is not a fight of like strength. It's a fight of like who is best at jumping. Like I can be stronger than someone, and if they jump me, which automatically means the fight will be more important to them because they now have the upper hand of jumping me, they would win. Are you really strong or are you just a psycho? Like I don't know if you get it. And it's why I understand why Robert Kirkman, the writer of the show, didn't really like the idea of power scaling. His reasoning was every fight is different in the sense that it is important to different people on different skills. Fight A might be more important to me than it is to you, which means I will respond more, put in more effort than you would. Meanwhile, fight B and C might mean more to you, so which means you might respond more and put in more effort. Does not necessarily mean I'm stronger than you or you're stronger than me. It just means the fight meant more to me, and fight A meant more to me, and fight B meant more to you. And like she's saying here, she said that what the point she made about how they made this monster that they can't control, and that's when let me another point towards why their culture is stupid is I genuinely believe that a Viltrumite, like if you take away Omni-Man, replace him with any Viltrumite except maybe Thrag, because Thrag is just a fanboy Thrag is just a fanboy and a dick rider. But except maybe Thrag or Anissa, but I even think Anissa will fold. Like if you took away Omni-Man, put in Anissa, I think she would fold. If you took away Omni-Man, put in Conquest, I think he would fold. If you took away Omni-Man and put in General Krieg or Craig, I think he would fold. Like, I don't think these niggas would not fold if they came to Earth and experienced the love of a woman like Debbie, had a child, raised that child for 20 years. I don't think they would not fold. I think they would all fold like butter, like under zero, absolute nothing pressure. I think they would fold. But yeah, we'll continue the video. That point you just made about how the way he's feeling only bad for himself. Like even in the moment of feeling bad for himself, he can't project it outside of himself. He can't project it towards feeling bad for the people who he's committing this violence and crimes and atrocities against. So that was part of what took me out of all of this. And the whole time I was like, that's a freaking nigga whispering in my ear and shit. Ew. At some point, I thought he would lick his ear. Like, ew, Jesus. And that point to me was so, like, I subconsciously always knew it, but hearing her point it out was very. I don't want to use the word enlightening, but fuck it, it was enlightening because I've been in those situations, both as the sharer and the sharee, and I like when she said it, I remembered like those scenarios where like it's not even about. It's like it's easier to share to people who are inconsequential. Like if I meet a stranger down the road, I don't care about your opinion. I don't hold you in any regard. I'm not gonna probably never gonna see you again. I don't give a fuck. I will share everything with you because whether you judge me or you don't judge me, your opinions don't matter to me. It's harder. It's easier to share with those people than to share with people who actually matter to you, your family, your girlfriend, your loved ones. Now, this is not excusing not sharing with them because sharing with those kind of people is when the real work starts happening. Is when the real change starts happening because then you get to face the repercussions of I don't want to use the word repercussions of sharing, but you get to benefit from sharing, and that benefit might come in the form of being chastised, in the form of being called out, in the form of being told that what you were doing or how you're feeling is not the right way to feel or not the right thing to do. But yeah, I do also think there's a benefit in sharing with people who are non-consequential because, like she said, and like we all know, or like at least I know, the burden shared is half solved, the problem shared is half solved. And that parable covers it perfectly. Whether you share it with someone that is consequential or with someone that is not consequential, the problem is half solved. The question is, do you want your problem to be half solved, or do you want to potentially try and solve the problem? So, I guess if you're okay with it being half solved, kudos to you. Stick with sharing it with inconsequential people. If you if you actually want to try and get the problem solved, then you most likely will want to share it with people who matter to you, people who their opinions carry weight. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Like I said, it's gonna be it was today's video was gonna be a quick video. We're still having the power issues at my house, so I'm not able to record my face for any of the videos that are gonna be coming out for this month. So they're all gonna be voiceovers. I'm gonna have to get creative, but that's what you guys are gonna get. So I want you guys to have a good day. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and let me know down below what do you think of that scene in general. Like the title of the video says, the big question I want to ask is if Conquest were to be on Earth, like if Conquest was the one that was sent to Earth instead of Nolan, do you think he would have softened up? Do you think he would have been booed up with some white southern fake chick with 2 or 3 kids, being a loving dad, and then unable to carry out his mission for Viltrum when the time comes? Do you think it would have been the same thing? So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. I think my answer to that question, by the way, is I definitely think he would have softened up. It would have taken a long time, and the softening up would have been like when I like it would have taken a long time in the sense that Lona was on it for 20 years. For Conquest, it would have taken him maybe 10 years to really quote unquote soften up. But I think the softening up would stick harder with Conquest than with Nolan, because for someone who is already so extremely sociopathic and psychopathic, in my opinion, I'm not a psychologist, but in my opinion, I think when they switch, the stick tends to be harder than someone like Nolan, who, yeah, he was also a fucked up nigga, but like he was not a Conquest level kind of fucked up. So yeah, please, you guys should go watch this lady's videos, like her channel, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.
New videos uploaded every week. So subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy the journey.